The purpose of this video is to give you general guidelines on the erection of any model in the Rigidome range. The Rigidome system provides much more usable space than that of a normal dome tent, and to facilitate this uses a unique pole system. Most people have erected a frame tent or a dome tent, but never a combination of both, and this is why it is important to read the instructions fully and watch all of this short video. Some of the models shown in this video are not current colourways and only serve to demonstrate the relevant erection procedures. Please note that tent pegs should always be driven in with a mallet or soft-faced hammer to avoid possible injury. Please do not push tent pegs in by hand. You can see here that the fly sheet is being unrolled from within the inner tents. This is the neatest and easiest way to package your tent, and you will be shown how to accomplish this later in the video. In order to prevent moving your tent when it is at full height, find either the Rigidome logo or the large plastic window situated on the fly sheet itself. This indicates the front of the tent, and you can then position the tent accordingly prior to erection. Lift the main poles and fabric into an upright position and allow the separate pole sections to gently fall outwards into a star shape. This should reveal the hub at the very centre of the poles. Taking hold of the central hub, lift the tent up, ensuring no fabric is caught in the hub or any of the joints. Taking each pole at a time, locate the second joint down from the hub and lift this up via the section of pole nearest to you that is connected to it. It is imperative that you position the second joint as far away from the hub as possible in order to release tension from the frame. You will notice that it only requires light pressure from a finger to lock the joint into position. If you have difficulty locking this joint, it may be because you have not put the joint and hub far enough apart. Do not force the joint at this point, you may damage the pole system. Once your Rigidome is standing on its knees, you can then start to put the tent up to full height. It is advisable that you now loosely peg the four main tri-guys into position. Please note that the tent pegs should always be driven in with a mallet or soft-faced hammer to avoid possible injury. Please do not push tent pegs in by hand. Each tri-guy rope is packed in a small fabric pouch. Each pouch is tied to the relevant main pole. Loosely pegging the tri-guys will keep the main section of the tent under control should it become windy. Taking one pole at a time, loosen the tri-guys slightly, then lift the frame by the pole section just under the second joint from the hub. Unfold the lowest section of pole from underneath the tent and pull outwards slightly. Then place the pole end foot down on the ground. Finally, placing one hand on the top half of the lower joint, push inwards until the lower joint locks into place. If it is windy, you can tighten each tri-guy rope slightly after locking each lower joint. This will help stabilise the tent. Repeat this on all four main poles so the tent stands at full height. Finally, pull out the base feet to ensure that the webbing retaining straps are straight and form a neat square. Locate all the bedroom poles, assemble all the poles and lay them down beside the tent where they are easily accessible. take one of the long, straight, shock-corded aluminium poles and thread this through all 3 roof sleeves on one bedroom section. Each upright bedroom support pole has a Rapidex joint connected to one end. These joints connect directly to the ends of the straight shock-corded roof poles. However, it is essential that the joints are opened out to their locking position before fitting into place. Simply slide the open end of the Rapidex joint over the end of the aluminium bedroom pole. Ensure at this point that you lift the fabric of the sleeve up and over the edge of the joint between the bedroom pole and the joint. Then position the spiked end of the bedroom pole into the hole in the grey plastic foot at the base of the main pole. Finally, locate and fix the black plastic fly sheet to main pole clips on both sides of the bedroom section into place. This process should be repeated on each bedroom section individually. Once all the bedroom poles are in position, you can then peg the 2 outside corners of each bedroom section to get the overall shape of your tent correct. The remaining guy ropes, main pole feet and intermediate peg points should now be secured. The main 4 bedroom corner pegging points are fully adjustable and can be tensioned by simply pulling the webbing through the locking buckle. Tension can be released by simply lifting the front edge of the buckle slightly until the webbing slides back through the buckle. Each bedroom pole is fully adjustable to cater for uneven ground. Unpeg all the guy ropes with the exception of the tri-guys. It is advisable to fold the guys up and tie in a loose knot. This will keep the guy ropes out of the way when you come to erect your tent next time. Take each bedroom section at a time, unpeg all the pegging points and remove the bedroom poles. The main section should now be standing alone, and starting with one corner, loosen the tri-guy slightly, unlock the lower joint. To unlock the main frame joints, gently ease the pole in towards the centre of the tent. This removes the tension off the joint, and you can then slide the locking collar down, which allows the pole to fold in underneath the tent. Rest the joint down, ensuring that there is no fabric between the joint and the ground. Tighten the tri-guy again in order to keep the tent stable whilst you are working your way around the tent. Repeat this on the remaining 3 main poles. Remember to loosen the tri-guys prior to unlocking and folding the lower joint, and tightening them slightly afterwards. The tent is now standing on its knees. At this stage, unpeg all the tri-guy ropes. It is advisable to fold the guys up and tie in a loose knot. This will keep the guy ropes out of the way when you come to erect your tent next time. Standing at one side, unlock the 2 roof joints and then ease the remaining fabric and pole system towards you so you can reach the opposite 2 joints to unlock them. You can also work your way round the tent to unlock these joints if you cannot reach across the roof. However, if you do use this method, be sure to hold the hub up at all times until you are ready to fold the system down. Lie the poles down across the fly sheet and then tidy the lay of fabric by gently pulling the bedroom fabric out to form a long rectangle either side of the pole system. For the larger tent, simply tidy the lay of additional porches and bring the fabric round to line on top of the bedroom fabric. A second person can be of assistance at this point by holding the folded main poles in position whilst the other tidies the lay of fabric. Then roll the fabric and pole system together. This will make a neat and tidy package ready to fit into the outer carry bag.